Bannerlord can be a brutally hard game. Often you're outnumbered and massive armies march against you. Well, in this new series, we're going to work together, friends. What I want you to do is send me your difficult situations that you're either currently encountering in Bannerlord in your campaign, or something that you've dealt with in the past where you're just unable to solve it. I will do my very best to handle these difficult situations. I will share the results on YouTube, provided they have some kind of educational value for people. We will take on these difficult challenges, do some battlefield analysis, and hopefully help you turn around a very, very difficult battle. So join me on this adventure. Please send me your difficult situations. Have a little patience. I don't know how many there are going to be, but I'm willing to take these challenges on for you fellas as we handle your disasters of war. It's in here somewhere. We will post this fella's email if I can find it. Here we go. Taran. I think Taran. Well, hopefully that's the correct pronunciation. No conflicts there anyway, so mostly mods that affect the visuals. So welcome back again, friends, to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment. Our YouTube channel is dedicated to all things Bannerlord related. Welcome back again to one of our Disaster of War series as we collaborate with you fellas. You guys send in challenging or unusual situations and we'll do our best to solve it. Now, I'm going to put up his email, but I'll also paraphrase it here. Taran says he's a fan of our work. He's facing a battle against 2 Vlandian armies. Could you find a way to win it? And then he sent a follow-up email. It said, I wanted to add, I would like the most optimal solution to the battle, wiping out the first army and then fighting off the second with the least amount of casualties. He also asked me to grade his performance, grade his campaign here. So let's see, it looks like Dirt is coming in. And his army actually outnumbers this other force attacking Varcheg, so maybe it's not his disaster of war. Maybe this is a fairly routine business. We'll see here. Let's do a little analysis of this guy's character here. Okay, it's got some charm. I would prefer more athleticism. So I'm just gonna, we'll be honest with this. I would prefer you guys had engineering, athleticism, and a little less scouting. I would prefer you had a dedicated scout. Let's see what kind of party leaders he has. Okay, he does have a dedicated scout, so we can save points there. And it looks like he has a dedicated engineer as well. Still, with 10 points in intelligence, I think you're better off funneling a lot of points to engineering and becoming your own badass siege boss. It really stands out later in the game when siege is prevalent. Also, I think athleticism would be my preference instead of charm. I know some guys love the specs and perks under charm, but I prefer this, right? The plus endurance, plus control. I think those are really important attributes. I'd like a little bit more offense for your character here, a little more riding skill, and that would come with points put into engineering. Now, I don't really want to, I can't spend, 10 minutes on each episode analyzing all the stuff. And to be perfectly honest, Taran, you look like you know what you're doing. Your character is a beast. You've got a whole bunch of companions here. Just a quick glance, they're decked out with great equipment and good banners. So I don't think you need too much help. If you want me to grade your performance, it's an A-. Just a few things. And your army is a death stack, a doom stack. We're not just going to be able to win here. We should be able to fucking mangle this enemy here. We outnumber him. He did say to minimize the casualties. So I guess that'll be the scenario. That'll be, he's playing with a little different difficulty. We'll put it on Bannerlord difficulty. Of course, we'll change these here to no death for your companions. We'll try not to kill, we'll be sure to not kill any companions in this series. But this is more like, how badly can we whip up on the enemy here? He did say to minimize casualties. So we'll embrace this. Now, this is not a true disaster of war. I probably won't do a ton of these in the future, but we'll at least take this one on here. A couple battles in a row, minimizing casualties. Now, I want this ridge. I want this high area because the enemy's going to start down there and we want to be uphill. So I'm going to try to seize the high ground here by putting our troops way over here, and hopefully we can sort of beat the enemy to high ground. It's also possible they'll just entrench in the lower ground. The AI is not always brilliant. So this is actually impressive. Taran is using all age 8 groups here. That's awesome, brother. I appreciate I appreciate the guys that have expanded to all 8 groups. Kudos to you. I mean, again, if you want my grading on your performance here, you are a banner lord, dude. You're ripping it here with all kinds of good captains, 8 different groups you're commanding. I love your army composition. You got a great mix of infantry. I mean, you got kind of a beast mode army with Fiend champs. It's kind of an unbeatable army. But we'll see. I better not say too much here before we get into battle. You even got a nasty shock troop division, though. Once we assign the correct captains here, we're not going to be able to just win these 2 battles. We're going to fucking floor Dirthert and company. And maybe that's the challenge. Maybe this fella is a perfectionist and likes to win battles with 100 or less casualties or something like that. Like I said, this is not a true disaster of war. I'm going to switch just a few more divisions here before we're ready. This is more like let's see, sort of the high-end performance with an army like this. And I'm willing to at least do a few episodes like this. Kind of sprinkle them in here and there. He's got an amazing mix of captains with banners. Dude, you really are just stacked. Your army's quite impressive, to be honest. Like, a lot of people send in, their companions are kind of oddly fitted out, or they don't have the banners. You've got it all. You've got a great army. You've got great banners. You've got a good character spec. I still would like to see the endurance and whatnot, but that's purely nitpicking because you asked me to. I'm not saying it's bad. My preference though is offense, siege, because you're going to be doing a lot of siege, and then endurance and more weapon skill. But I digress. Let's rip some asses here. The Vlandians are downhill, right? So let's start taking the high ground here. We're going to pound him at range because we have all these Fiend champs. He's got like 40 cons guards too. It's almost like he went to the God mode store and got a big cart and just started loading up. I'll take 3 of those and 40 of those and 3 of these companions. Add to cart, check out, I win. That's kind of Tyran's process here. So we've got the high ground, although the enemy is kind of angling that way. We'll see if we can't cut them off. I see archers going from our right to left, so they're seeking the high ground too. Got a little bit of a skirmish here at the beginning of the battle. They got some horse archers coming up here, but it's like 9 little pathetic guys here. Let's see what we can do with this guy's character spec. It's always interesting taking over somebody else's character because the swing speed is different. The javelin speed, I can't remember exactly what his throwing skill was, but it's different than what I'm used to. We'll make some more excuses since I'm playing poorly, but we should be able to really lay a whipping on these Vlandians. Although I give the AI credit here, it's seeking the high ground, which is annoying for me, because of course if they just stayed at the bottom of this hill, we would have been able to completely smash them. We'll skirmish with them. Of course, over these many battles, I've learned to sort of systematically move up here. They're sort of counter cycle charging with cavalry here, and then you see them back off. It's actually good behavior. What they're doing here is effectively screening their troops so they can reposition. I can't throw any javelins at all. Your character must be broken, Tyran. It can't be me. There's no way it's me. All right. Sometimes you gotta look like a dipshit on YouTube. It's good for you. A little humble pie for everybody. Reminds me of a baseball quote by a famous baseball player named Sandy Alomar. He said, speaking about baseball, this is a game for those who have been humbled and for those who are about to be humbled, indicating, of course, that we all get humble pie from time to time. I'm getting it so far in this episode. Look at the AI is quickly getting the high ground, or more accurately, they just systematically, almost like a player would do, reserve the high ground. So kudos here to the AI. I guess we'll give it credit where it's due, since normally it's dog shit bad. You fuckers playing good when I'm trying to fuck people up on Bannerlord for YouTube. Sometimes it's nice having bad AI when you got a YouTube channel. You can just be like, look how good I am. And what it really is it's 300 infantry throwing they all threw their axes as high as they could into the sky right there. Not a single axe hit me. That was pretty funny. All right, let's start forming. Oh shit, what are these archers doing? Now they're dying is what they're doing. I guess they're trying to get line of sight. Well, we've already got your position on you bitches. So they're getting pounded by horse archers and archers. What we're going to do here is force the enemy to charge. We've got what I consider, you know how in warfare these days it's like all about air warfare, whoever has air superiority. The same is true of Bannerlord. Whoever has air superiority controls the battle. We're going to be able to pound the enemy until, what the hell just happened? 90 damage to my leg. What was... Oh shit, now their infantry's charging. Man, I look bad in this episode. We got to clear out here and make a C shape. Their infantry's pouring in. We do have good positioning set up here, but I got to move quick, so... First and sixth back. Let's get the archers perpendicular to them as they come in. We'll just form a quick kill box here. Get those guys, 7th Horse Division. I think everybody's clear here. Those couple divisions are close. You know, we're not going to lose this battle. So what I'm trying to do here is avoid every death, right? Hopefully we can have less than 100 casualties. Maybe it'll be 150. I just barely got the 6th and 1st Division out of there. They wouldn't get annihilated, but they lose half their division. That's obviously going to be negative for our outcome here. Let's square this 8th Division and give them the Horse Archer Division on the bottom flank. Talking fast because I'm thinking fast too. Let's keep kiting. Our archers are perfectly positioned, strafing downhill. We've got a shield and shock protection division on our top left flank here, just waiting for a cavalry or an archer division to get stupid over that ridge, but their infantry is fucked. They're right in the middle of the fucking kill box, and they're getting killed. It's real bad. We may not even have to charge with infantry here, but let's go ahead and just do it anyways. They've got reinforcements coming in, right? So we want to pulverize these troops as quick as we can. That way we're ready to kill the next batch, right? We're like Amazon here trying to be efficient. Let's cut these guys down. They're just getting melted. There's hardly anybody left for the infantry to kill. All right, reinforcements are coming in from the bottom here. So let's move the Horse Archers and 8th Division out of here. Protect those guys temporarily. At least I'm starting to get comfortable with his character and his glaive. He's got a big, long polearm. Get a little protection here from the 8th Corps Horse Archers on the flank. Reset these infantry divisions. And so far, so good, right? I mean, we knew this was the likely outcome. They are sprinkling, it looks like, archers over on our left flank, so we'll just trample them with cavalry and smash them with shock troops. But now we have the high ground. Their reinforcements are coming in downfield, so we should be able to wrap this battle up quick. You know, you always want that high ground in a situation like this. There are instances where you don't want the high ground, but they're very rare, right? It's reverse slope decline. It's going to be when the enemy has lots of archers, or you want to make a defensive stand on it. When you're in the open like this, you want that high ground, right? If the enemy charged us, which they were never going to do, we outnumbered them. They were always going to try to take a defensive stand. And don't forget, we attacked this force. You know, if they charged us, we would have tried to use those ridges over there. So maybe being a bit more of a perfectionist than normal. I'm moving divisions back, moving up infantry in squares while archers are repositioned here. But that was the challenge at hand here, right? We'll just pretend it's a situation where there's a huge battle looming, and we must have, let's say 80. I think we can do 80 now, or 60. Let's do less than 60 casualties in this battle. I'm not going to look yet, but I would bet we're at 30 or 40. And there's not much left to be done here, right? Their infantry's coming up to our squares. They're being sprayed by archers. Over on our left flank, we did smash their archers with cavalry and shock troops. Now we can move a cav division forward. This battle is over. But there are instances, in fact, you guys probably have seen. I don't know what episode this is going to be. I don't know how. These episodes don't always get processed in chronological order. But I've already had a few episodes where it was like endurance missions. I got a battle. I don't know how long ago it was. It was maybe, I played about a month ago. I'm not sure when it's going to come up on the channel. But it was literally 5 or 6 big battles in a row with the same army. And it was essential that we minimized casualties for a situation like that. Otherwise, we would have been captured by about the 3rd battle, right? There are instances where it's essential to minimize casualties. And indeed, 50 casualties, we'll take that. That's a really good result, especially considering that they didn't play terrible, right? They got a good high position. Their infantry charge was... it wasn't supported at all, so it melted. But not a bad result, right? For us, this first battle, 50 casualties. I would have loved to have done better, but we'll take it. A heap of upgrades, as if Marcus Aurelius needed, better troops. Now you got it, bud. Now your army's even more doom-stacked. In fact, there's a chance Dirt runs from us. In his scenario, he didn't say whether he had to fight both. He might fuck up our plans altogether here. We suffered so few casualties there that Dirt might run. or not engage us at all. In fact, he's not even coming to Varchek anymore. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to another location. So let's try to cut him off here. I got an attack dog division. I think we can cut him off here, because this will be funny if I can't even fight the 2 battles this guy wanted us to. Okay, we got him now. Now it's a question of fighting him in daylight. We've got his ass. He might even attack. He's got a good army. He's got banner knights and shit. Nah, he's not sure. It's always a good feeling when the king is like, you can just feel his fear. We smell your fear, Dirt Dirt. Well, here we are. You're about to get mangled, Dirt Dirt. Let's mangle this fucker here, and we'll turn this back over to Tehran. Of course, if you want to participate in this series, all you got to do is send me an email. And again, if it meets certain criteria, we will bring it up. Right now, I probably won't do a whole lot more of these in the future, because this doesn't really qualify for what this series is about. It's sort of a disaster of war, depending on how bad the first battle goes. Maybe if you lose 300 or 400 troops in that first battle, then you're captured by Dirt Dirt here. But when you lose 50, it's a different story. And we got just enough light here. Hey, here we go. We're going to be able to do a peekaboo ridge. I was just saying earlier, there are certain circumstances where you don't want the high ground. We're going to try to race to that ridge and hold it as a peekaboo ridge. Now, the enemy doesn't have an optimal army for this kind of a strategy to work. What you want in a normal peekaboo ridge here is I'm looking for guys with decreased take and melee attack damage. I didn't mention it, but this army we're facing is almost entirely cavalry and infantry. Normally, reverse slope decline peekaboo ridge is designed to destroy archers. Now, whatever archers they have will be immolated. We'll be able to at least show you how effective it is against them, but it still works pretty well against infantry and cavalry, and here's why. If we can bottle the enemy up at the top of that steep hill, in other words, put 2 walls or 3 walls of infantry, cavalry, big, thick shield walls, what'll happen is all of their troops will get jammed up, and they'll be sort of jammed up towards the top of the hill at angles where our archers can unleash hell, and these shock troops can, butcher some cavalry. It's still going to work effectively, and I'm confident we're going to be able to win this. It's a question of, can we get to the ridge in time for it to be very effective or just somewhat effective? It's a little bit of a race here, because if we can get completely set up with our units all ready to go, in fact, I'm tempted to dismount the conscripts and just put their horses up there and jam it up even worse. And then, of course, get them down here with the rest of the archers. It looks like a lot of our units, if not all of them, will be able to set up. And let's try actually a ring defense. It's really good at slowing down cavalry at the top of a ridge. We'll put the 2nd in a ring and an 8th division over here in a big long line. The horse archers can be right behind them, scorching everything in sight. Oops, now the 8th, let's get them on the hill here. Archers just below in the valley. Shock troops and skirmishers just below in the valley. The 1st Corps will try to square at the front of that circle. And I think, 200 casualties is a good goal for this battle, too. I think we're not just going to win, we're going to smash them. We did get our ring set up, although I don't know if our infantry is going to make it. And it's a huge amount of infantry or cavalry charging. I wish I could stall them. We're not quite set up. We're a little bit, we're not caught with our pants down here, but let's just say our underwear is visible, right? We're a little bit late here. All right, let's jam this 8th Corps right against the edge of the wall here. The 3rd and 6th Division will set up, but we're just going to charge at them early on, right? These skirmishers and shock troops, we want them to be part of the jam, right? The troops that are jamming up the enemy. Let's move our horse archers here and cut off all these Jav Cav. At a minimum, it'll sort of deter all those guys. And you can see what's going on here, right? The enemy's jammed up, and here come the flaming arrows. What does he have? 80 Fiend Champs, unleash hell. And this infantry that's coming over, we can distract a little bit with an infantry square, but mostly we want to attack here. Just apply brute force. We might even pull that ring out and put it up there as well. And it's not perfect death spam, but it's awful green. As our archers work, the shock troops go nuts, and the enemy gets stacked up kind of at the top of this big pile of cavalry. Now, we didn't get set up quite in time, so maybe the results, could be better if we tried something else, but we try to fight these battles once for this series. We've got so many of them. I don't have time to spend 3 or 4 hours on an episode. I'm getting 2 or 3 requests a day at this stage. That doesn't mean I don't want you guys sending them in, right? We'll get to these. Just have a little patience, especially with the release. I got to be honest, this episode is probably 2 or 3 weeks. So from the time that this fella watches it to the time that it ends up on YouTube might be 2 to 4 weeks. But the square is working. The shock troops we can reset now as that first wave got destroyed. Here's Dirthart's army. It's running off the field, all these horses. And we still have a beautiful position here. Now it's just a question of sealing the deal here. They do have archers coming up. I see. Here they come. Sharpshooters and shit. Have a javelin, you bitches. So these guys are going to get absolutely immolated. You can see what's going to happen to them, right? There's just flaming arrows in a huge entrenched row right here. These guys are going to get absolutely smoked. Oh, shit. Everybody stop. I want to control this guy. Out of my way, horse. Okay, we got this guy at least. Well, that was what I said earlier, right? Those who are about to be humbled. We got this guy's character rocked. See, if you had that 200 or 300 endurance, though, he would have survived. Just saying. But our archers are still working. We still have good infantry lines, and most of our cavalry is still in place. So you just jam them at the top here. Your archers and horse archers kill everything in sight. Once the enemy stacks up a bunch of troops on our line up there, then we can charge. But this battle it's way over. And 200 casualties looks like that might be a lot more than we're suffering. You fucker. I'm trying to command here. This is a YouTube channel. Quit interrupting. I'm gonna charge these bitches here at the ridge. Their archers are at the top, catching a mouthful of flaming arrows. They won't need dentistry. All those cavities are burned. This guy can't get on a horse. But you see the effectiveness of it. The troops come over and they get smoked. In fact, I think I'll go up to the ridge here. We'll reset these divisions. Most of the guys on the channel are well aware of a reverse slope climb Peekaboo Ridge, but we're going to continue to spread this tactic around Bannerlord. There still seems to be an astonishing amount of people that don't do tactics in Bannerlord, so I'm always excited that someone's going to see this who's never seen tactics before, and they're like, oh my god. And usually I get this kind of response. I didn't even know you could play the game like that. Oh shit, something happened. Oh shit, that guy got launched to next week. I don't know what happened there, but he went fucking flying. And now I just want to kill somebody. And again, perfect example, the Peekaboo Ridge, their archers can't even knock their arrows. Like, they come up and insta-die. Every single guy just gets flamed with arrows in the sunset. Here, we're all gonna die. Yes, you are, dude. You're all gonna die. I'm kind of eager to kill somebody. In fact, hold fire here. I want to kill. Let me kill somebody. Quit killing everybody. My kill. Bitches. And finish this episode with the plume. All right. Couple successful battles here. An unusual episode of Disaster of War. Please leave feedback. I'd say I don't want to see that shit. It's too routine for me. I don't mind. This guy sent it in, and I wanted to humor him. He specifically wrote in his email, thanks for humoring his request. So there you have it. Tehran. I appreciate that. I think he said he was from India. I sure look like a stupid asshole by not remembering where the guy's from. I'm looking over. My phone is too hard to reach, so we'll just have to go with it. I think he's from India. Tehran from India. Maybe I'm an ignorant fuck. We take King Dirthart prisoner here. I also don't remember if he said he wanted the save game, but it doesn't really matter. What matters, of course, is the display of tactics and picking up a situation that you guys send in and trying to do our best to get you through it. Now, I think watching those tactics, Tehran, you can just take over, right? You can probably do most of the stuff or a lot of the stuff we did there. Your character, your campaign here is doing really well. I don't actually think you need a lot of our help, but I do appreciate that you wanted to participate in this series. Of course, again, if you want to participate, the email should be in the video description. Just fire me your save game. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for console players, but all the rest of you, especially if it's not too heavily modded, fire it on in. Please subscribe if you want to see more from this series. Hit that like button on the way out. And with all that said, I will see you friends and Tehran next time.